Well, good afternoon from Diocesan School for Girls in Auckland. It's been 4 weeks in the making, but it is now the gold medal match between the New Zealand Premier Junior men and the Central Southern Sharks. Both sides creating history today in the first ever final of New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League. Looking forward to this one. It should be a close encounter. It is experience up against youthful exuberance. Joining me in commentary is Kurt Goldsworthy, High Performance Manager for New Zealand Water Polo. Well, it's been a wonderful tournament. We saw the Auckland Dolphins narrowly get up and beat the Northern Orcas in the bronze medal match. One goal separated those two teams. Are we expecting the same this afternoon?
Absolutely. We've had 7 games to date, and 2 have gone a penalty shootout. These teams are evenly balanced, entertaining games, nice and tight.
Right, now we'll go and introduce both sides for you, and then we'll come back with all the action. Don't go away. Live Water Polo here, coming up on Sky Sport Next. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Diocesan School for Girls. It's been 4 weeks in the makings, but it is finals time. This is the winner-take-all gold medal match of the first season of New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League. Well, let's introduce our 2 teams of gladiators. Let's start in the famous colours of New Zealand, the black and white, our junior men, wearing number 1, Bay Fountain. Number 2, Louis Ferrigo. Outside of him in the number 3 kit, Louis Clark. Number 4, Sam Ratama. Number 5, Jack Preston. Wearing number 6, Corbin Church. Number 7, Campbell Holbert. Number 8, Louis Schuller. Number 9, Flynn Howard. Wearing the number 10, Michael Schlesser-White. Number 11, Billy Simpson. Number 12, Tio Moss. And number 14, Blake Pavlovich. Their coach, Rahiti Dikotai White. And now the team from further south of the Bombays, wearing the colours of yellow and green, the Central Southern Sharks. In goal, Will Murphy. Lockie Watson. Number 3, Liam Patterson. Alongside of him in the number 4, Cooper Stewart. Number 5, Hamish Booker. Number 6 is Sean Bryant. We're in number 7, Jonty Moore. Number 8, Justin Pickering. Number 9, Sam O'Neill. Number 10, Matt Bryant. Number 11, Jerome McGuinness. Number 12, Ben Morrison. And rounding out their squad, wearing the number 13, Darius Porter. Their coach is Oliver Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, let's acknowledge our referees for today. John Polo, Ryan McSheward. Our technical delegate is Corbin Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for World War III? It is that time. Who will be the greatest ever? Who will be the greatest never? So the 2 teams been introduced to a small but very vocal, loyal crowd as they shake hands before they go to their respective corners, put their war faces on, and come out as gladiators of the water. It is a tough sport aerobically. It is a tough sport physically. Looking forward to this one. Kurt Goldsworthy, let's first and foremost talk about the 2 goalkeepers. Outstanding talent in Bay Fountain, wearing the number 1 for the New Zealand Premier Junior men.
Yeah, Bay's really experienced now for a 20-year-old. 19-year-old, sorry. He's been to the World Champs in Gwangju, Senior World Champs, 2 junior, a Youth World Champs, a Junior World Champs in 2019 in Kuwait, 2018. Yeah, a lot of experience there. He's a big, young man, great reach, strong legs, understands the game very, very well.
Central Southern Sharks, Will Murphy.
Yeah, Will Murphy, relatively inexperienced, a little bit older, not much. Out of Wellington, excellent young goalkeeper. And Darius Porter, even younger again.
Okay, the matchups. Let's talk about the matchups. When you run through both squads, where do you see the big matchups?
In terms of a matchup, I think Louis Schuler probably match up quite nicely with Sean Bryant. That'll be quite entertaining. Sean is strong, good outside shooter. Louis is a dynamic utility, can do most things very, very well. And then seeing who's going to match up in particular with Central Southern Sharks centre forward Jerome McGuinness. Who is going to match up with him? Is it going to be Billy Simpson? Billy's another big player. Formerly, he's been out of the US, so that's going to be a good matchup. Jerome McGuinness is one of the strongest centre forwards in our country.
Two outstanding coaches too. We've got the current men's national coach, Nzoli Barros, in charge of the Central Southern Sharks. We've got Ra Takote White, the coach of the junior men. Are we expecting to see contrasting styles based, I guess, on the athleticism and the type of players they have in their squads?
Yeah, absolutely. The Central Southern Sharks will not go up and down anywhere near as fast as the juniors. The juniors will play a fast-paced counter-attack game, build it around the counter-attack, and then work for Louis Clark at centre forward or whomever else they're going to throw in there. Central Southern Sharks will be patient and work for Jerome, who's speaking at the moment, number 11. They'll work for Jerome McGuinness on the at centre forward, and then if they're zoning, take that outside shot through the likes of Justin Pickering and Sean Bryant and Matt Bryant.
In the previous 3 weeks, I've often brought up the word experience and how maybe experience in the fourth quarter might favour the older heads, but that doesn't seem to have been the case with the New Zealand Premier Junior men. They haven't really been phased, have they, by anything that's been thrown at them?
No, not at all. They're quite experienced as well. They've played in the National League. Obviously, it was truncated this year due to COVID, but most of these athletes have played in the National League in 2019. So they've played against these athletes already, and they're well experienced. Our youth programs, our under-18 program in our country is very strong.
Okay, number 5 here is Hamish Booker, looking to contest the ball. Alongside of him, we have Sean Bryant. And we are underway. And let's see, both teams looking like they're prepared to contest the ball. And see what the referees do say. Will be the Southern Sharks with first possession, and immediately through Bryant. Happy just to push, come forward, and nice little entry pass, first scoring opportunity. What do the referees say? Exclusion early, so 6 on 5. First advantage goes to the Southern Sharks.
Yep. Sam Ratimer excluded. Well worked over by Jerome McGuinness.
Now,
good intercept, nearly.
Great intercept, putting some pressure on, good play from, I think, Blake Pavlich. And the shot does come, but what do the referees say?
Yep.
The goal is awarded, so first opportunity, first goal scoring to the Central Southern Sharks. Great start from them. Well, that'll please Nzoli Barros. Put this New Zealand junior men's side under pressure early. Get physical. So Flynn Howarth in the number 9 cap for the juniors. He comes back to Howarth now. They're pressing up high though, defensively at the moment. And Louis Ferrigo, he's having to work hard to maintain and retain possession. Not a lot of options for him at the moment. Good defence, just throws that pass away. So good pressure from the Central Southern Sharks. Good start from the Sharks. Number of players out of Canterbury, Wellington. Ooh, and that is just a little bit wayward. Yep. You can certainly see the intent. Execution just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, probably 2 inches too high. Not a lot.
So does the New Zealand junior men. They haven't had a lot of options so far. Looking, chance. Over the top though. Somewhat ambitious, but certainly great intent.
Yep. Nice backcourt exclusion. on Louis Schuler.
So the Southern Sharks back through Matt Bryant. Happy to be patient, happy to build. Liam Patterson in the number 3 cap. And we see a good shot, but does a good job, Bay Fountain. Just went to that near post and just shut that angle and shut that gap down. So far it has been all the Southern Sharks. They've done a really good job in terms of using the last 3 weeks to understand the attacking style, the strengths of this New Zealand junior men, and they've set up a very good defensive screen accordingly. And so Sean Bryant, he's got Matt Bryant to his left, but goes with the shot. Somewhat ambitious, picked off again by Bay Fountain.
Trying to work for Hamish Booker on the back post. An exclusion now on Hamish Booker, I believe.
So chance here for the Premier Juniors. Go down the right-hand side of the pool. No one really forward for the juniors. Happy at the moment just to sit back, and has the shot. Good shot, but just wide. Great effort from Louis Farigo. So, Sean Bryant. Matt Bryant to his left. Goes to Matt. He's got Liam Patterson outside to his left, but goes back to Sean. A wayward pass again. Unforced almost. Good defence though from Louis Clark just coming up. And now they do have a chance to turn defence into offence, but
again
the exclusion comes. And so 6 on 5, advantage to the Sharks.
Yeah, again, Jerome McGuinness, too strong at centre forward.
So Sean Bryant switches play. Finds Patterson. Back to Bryant. Bryant decides to push. And the shot does come. Good block again from Fountain. And the rebound, does it count?
Yes.
It does. So 2-0. Brilliant. There at centre forward, pressing nicely was Lockie Watson. And it is Watson who scores. So 2-0. Billy Simpson for this junior side to Theo Boss. Don't have a lot of answers at the moment, the juniors. No. Just been pushed right back on their haunches. Good man-on-man defence, just a press defence, just getting up. And the shot does come, but good piece of goalkeeping this time from Will Murphy. So Murphy, I'd imagine he was unsighted for much of that.
Oh, good move, McGuinness. Penalty awarded. Excellent move by Jerome McGuinness.
What a start for the Central Southern Sharks. Chance to take this out to 3-0. But if there's anybody who can pull off the miracle, it's this young man in goal. What a class act, Bay Fountain. And he goes the wrong way though, and it is 3-0. Well done to Matt Bryant. He's a big man.
He's a very big man.
Nice shot there of Louis Clark in the 3 cap for the junior side. So maybe not the start that Teokote White was hoping for.
Oh, it's been the slowest start we've seen from the juniors in the whole of the league.
Flynn Howarth. Just wonder whether the occasion might get to them. Sometimes these events can be greater than the sum of their parts. Dealing with the peripheral.
Could be the case. Yeah.
Boss looks for the little entry pass, but too easily read, too easily picked off from the Sharks, and I'll just turn defence back into attack. And it's funny, it was Matt Bryant there defensively as well, the man with the ball. Complete player. Bit of confusion. It's better from the juniors, breaking some of that momentum. Fountain waiting for Billy Simpson. Looked like he was going to go the direction of Stillen. In fact, he went down the right-hand side and found Louis Farigo. Tough defence. Louis Clark that time being worked over. Happy, but just press defence, just pushing them further back, further back. Look how physical they're being on these youngsters. And again, that pressure just leading to almost indecision. But they do retain possession.
It's their second 6-5, second man up opportunity of the match.
And the shot does come, and they're on the board now, 3-1. Well, that'll just settle the nerves a little bit. That's better.
Yeah, nice shot by Teo Boss.
A little bit controlled. So Louis Farigo, by the looks of it, maybe having a little bit of a... In fact, it might be Louis Clark having a bit of a rest. Substitutes being made. They do here zone defence at the moment from the juniors. The Southern Sharks got 2 centre forwards.
Oh, good steal.
Picked up, picked off.
Yep.
Louis Schuler.
Yep. Bay Fountain asking questions of his defence to get them back, get them helping.
So it is Schuler. He's got to be careful. So he goes out to the left, finds Campbell Holbert. Goes back to Louis Schuler. Oh, good defence. Not a lot of options. He snuck it through the door. How did he pull that off? Well, that is just a moment of individual brilliance. There was, absolutely nothing to work with. And Will Murphy, I think he thought he had anything covered on that sort of his left-hand side. But it just snuck through the door. You take your chances when you get them. (3-2).
Nice drive.
Great drive. Great entry pass from Booker. And the shot comes too. And they hit straight back through the brilliance of Justin Pickering. But Hamish Booker very much can take a lot of responsibility for that assist.
Yeah, excellent drive. Nice finish by Justin Pickering, shooting cross cage on his former teammate, Bay Fountain. Both out of Tauranga.
Come forward again. Louis Schuler. They build so much play around this young man. Looking to try and push their centre forwards through, and that does create a bit of space out on that right here.
Yeah, another exclusion.
So finally managing to push the just defensive line back. Get some go forward on their attack. It's not their shot. Shot's going to come now. He scores. Wonderful play that time. Louis Schuler, the man we said they built so much of their play around. He just pulled the trigger, didn't he? The clock shot. He was under pressure, but the timing was superb. Will Murphy, no chance.
Yeah, nice finish by Louis Schuler. Nice and patient. I'd like to see the ball go a little bit faster on the 6-5.
Suddenly it is 4-3, just one goal in it. The nerves are certainly being settled. Just 23 seconds remain in this quarter. Matt Bryant. Can they score with 15 seconds remaining through Sean Bryant? He's got out to his right-hand side, Booker.
Oh.
But this time wayward, and that's just an unforced error, really. Not a lot of pressure.
Bay Fountain will pull
Bay
the trigger.
Fountain goes long, and Bay Fountain unsuccessful. That will be quarter time. What a start to this gold medal match. It is the Central Southern Sharks leading 4-3. They burst out of the blocks to a very nervy, unsettled New Zealand Premier Junior men's side, who once they did manage to find the back of the net have certainly settled, have certainly calmed the nerves. Kirk Goldsworthy, it is game on.
Absolutely. Great start by the Central Southern Sharks. Jerome McGuinness completely dominant at centre forward, generating exclusions. And the Central Southern Sharks taking an early 3-goal lead. But to the credit to the young men in the white caps, the New Zealand juniors. They fought hard. Teo Boss netting twice, followed by Louis Schuler. 4-3, game on.
Zoli Barros, what's he currently looking at his body language? He's very animated. What's he asking for from his team? What's he seen in that first quarter that perhaps is going against what their plan was?
Oh, I don't think there'll be too much there. Their defence has been strong. They've pushed about. We've seen the centre forwards struggle to maintain position for the New Zealand juniors, struggling to get to 2 metres, hence Teo Boss having to shoot from 9 metres, but putting it away. So generally his side's going pretty good. Just be patient. I think he's probably more concerned about the number of exclusions off the ball. So defending the drive. He'd like to see his team stronger in that area.
And contrasting, looking at the Premier Junior team, Ra to Kote White?
Yeah, look, their 6'5", I don't think's been as good as it should be. Ball should be moving way more freely, asking more questions of the defence. 6-on-6 defence has been pretty solid. It's coming back, you know, it's very hard to shut down Jerome McGuinness, so you want to be playing zones and protecting behind, forcing the outside shots.
Okay, so we are set to go second quarter. Gold medal match, if you've just joined us live here on Sky Next. And Liam Patterson will contest the ball. And who will take it? Boy, just physicality from the start, isn't it? It's the juniors who will come away with it. Through Michael Schlesser-White, so first time we've seen him in the game. And Sam Ratama. So they certainly rung some changes too in the second quarter. Maybe just keeping their powder dry too for that last half. Campbell Holbert goes back to Michael Schlesser-White. And there's Holbert again. Holbert, as he looks for the shot. And good piece of goalkeeping.
Was indeed.
Once again from Will Murphy. So they'll have another 20-second play on the ball here. Now Blake Pavlich, and the number 14 cap, his introduction into this final. And turnover though.
Yeah, good steal, Matt Bryant.
So Matt Bryant, Sean Bryant, the two dominant figures in this Central Southern Sharks team. But Liam Patterson now looking to drive forward, finds Lockie Watson. Watson back to Patterson. It's the little entry, no.
Yeah, good zone so far.
Comes back, Lockie Watson. Oh, the shot comes.
Nice block, Bay Fountain.
Bay Fountain is a young man, but what a goalkeeper. Arguably the best keeper in the country. So Patterson again. Watson.
Nice inside drive.
Watson pushes, little ambitious.
Yeah, very tough angle.
Tough angle indeed. It will be Sam Ratama who will now come away with the ball. So Schlesser-White has got Ratama out there on that right-hand side.
Louis Clark at centre forward. Loose entry pass.
Yeah, that'll be frustrating at the moment. They've got time, just need to slow it down. Big opportunity now for the Southern Sharks. Sean Bryant picked up again. Entry pass never really on. Some good defence there though from the junior Premier men, particularly through Blake Pavlich. I think in the middle of the pool in the number 14 cap. So
another 20-second attack.
Yeah, 20-second opportunity. Watson. Zone defence from the juniors, good. Nice entry pass, worked over. The exclusion comes, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
So 6-on-5. No real choice there, though, from Michael Schlesser-White. I think he just had to do what he had to do.
Yep. He certainly took the exclusion, not allowing Jerome McGuinness the shot.
So can they capitalise with the overlap? Arguably what they call a power play. And they do. They score. And that gap now opens up to a 2-point margin. And the goal coming through Hamish Booker on the left-hand side.
Hamish Booker's played a really good Premier League. Very busy, works very hard.
Jack Preston there in the background, number 5 cap for the New Zealand junior side. And they trail by 2. So Flynn Howarth. This is a good substitute too, Howarth. He's a quality player, been a dominant figure in this, the success of this junior team throughout the tournament. And Louis Schuler has it options outside. Back to Howarth. Looks for the entry pass, not successful, but they managed to retain possession. Referees say play on.
Louis Clark worked very hard there.
Well, we were talking early to Tyler Martin, Australian Olympian, and he was saying that so much of it is theatre in the pool, isn't it? It's all about theatrics. It's all about trying to convince the referees. There's a bit of skullduggery going on. Matt Bryant goes to Cooper Stewart. To Sean Bryant. Happy to switch play, but a wayward pass, and that'll take valuable seconds off the clock. And
they'll just dump the ball and give away possession.
They just get back now defensively. At what point did the momentum shift? Because the momentum so far has been with the Southern Sharks. Ratama. What's the referee saying here? Plenty of whistle.
Double exclusion, too heavy between Louis Clark and maybe Cooper Stewart. I'm not sure who the Central Southern Sharks player is that's excluded.
5 on 5. I guess the advantage lies with still the Premiers because
they keep possession.
They do keep possession too.
Man, a bit more space to work with as well.
Ratama happy just to work it. And what?
Offensive foul, and we're even.
Foul at the front of the, I think coming from Jack Preston, was it? Who gave the foul up there at that centre forward position. Off the ball. So Bryant goes to Patterson. Oh, good effort, good shot, plenty of power on it, but straight at Bay Fountain. He's too good. They need to be a bit more creative with their shooting, or shoot from slightly different angles if they're to be effective, if they are going to play pulling the trigger game.
Yeah, it was too easy for Bay.
They come in, turn it, shoot, shot, chance, over the top. Industrious play, just not quite there. Matt Bryant. Hamish Booker to Watson. Watson again, he sees the angle, has the shot, but immediately Bay Fountain just shuts that door down. The shot goes wide in the finish.
Backcourt exclusion there. I think Jerome McGuinness is out.
So McGuinness gone.
Timeout called.
Okay, so strategic and probably comes at the right time too from Tikote White. What's his rationale for this timeout, Kirk Goldsworthy?
It's a backcourt exclusion. By the time they got down the pool, they would have lost 10 or so seconds of that opportunity.
Yeah, I've actually had a few people just asking me this question. So if there's, say, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock and there is a defensive exclusion, is still 10 seconds remain, or do they gain more time?
If it's the end of the quarter and there's only 10 seconds left, then that's it. Quarter will end. If you haven't had the shot, you'll still get that extra 10 seconds. So it's a 20-second exclusion. So if you're still in possession at the end of the quarter and you win the swim-off, you'll get another 10 seconds at the start of the next quarter. But backcourt exclusion, often the coaches will want to call a timeout to get set up.
But it just gives you an idea too of just how difficult the job is for the referees having to referee at this level. There's so much going off the ball that they need to be aware of, whether at the offensive end, defensive end. And this is better play, a lot more Poise coming picked
good
off though,
steal.
just too comfortable in the finish, wasn't it, from Hamish Booker?
Yeah,
He read it nicely, the big man got up nice and high, the intercept,
certainly did.
turns it over, 2:46 remain.
Patterson.
Key moment in the game, Booker, now Patterson with the ball. Back to Bryant, to Patterson, back to Booker. Oh, he has the big shot.
Yeah. Nice fake, Matt Bryant, making them all jump.
And they'll get another 20 seconds.
Bay Fountain up to the task, though.
Yeah, he's class. Boy from Tauranga.
Is indeed.
They won the club championship this year. Great for the Bay of Plenty region.
Yeah, their first national title, or senior national title.
They come forward now, chance to attack, and this is what we like to see, the aggression. Flynn Howarth just coming forward. Looks like Michael Phelps at the moment. He decides to go out to his right, finds Theo Boss. Boss, does he have the shot? He does have the shot, and he scores!
Nice goal. Excellent work by Flynn Howarth down the middle of the
Well,
pool.
his dad, Willie Boss, will be appreciative of his son's achievements there.
Yeah, Tara Boss's third goal. Big contribution on the scoreboard, but certainly led by Flynn Howarth in that case. That was an outstanding, aggressive counter-attack down the middle. Not always the easiest down the middle.
So just a goal separates them, 2 minutes to half-time. More experienced Southern Sharks up against the youthful exuberance of this New Zealand junior development side. Good contest here between Sean Bryant, Campbell Holbert. And they hit straight back. And
Jerome
how
McGuinness.
good was that from Jerome McGuinness? A little bit of frustration coming from Corbin Kirk. He's sitting there going, I should have done better. That shouldn't have happened. But that's what they're here for. They're here to learn, to deal with that pressure, to put themselves in those situations. Now the buffer is 2. Don't want this to get away from them. Immediately. Happy just to sit back and wait. Campbell Holbert. Looking for his options, but they've shut it down at the moment. Louis Ferrigo getting worked over by Liam Patterson. Patterson in the 3 cap. Ferrigo goes to the top of the perimeter. It's good sort of pressing defence, just pushing them back.
Yeah, a bit of a soft exclusion there, throwing the ball away after the whistle.
So can they capitalise here? They've had... Yeah.
The Southern Sharks defence has been, Central Southern Sharks, another exclusion for splashing. Silly exclusion.
Chance here, just not getting those centre forwards through his
Oh,
shot.
good block.
Good block, good defence
Yeah.
too, just good zone defence, just sitting back there,
Yep.
not panicking too much, just using maybe just the size difference to almost just park the bus in front of goal.
Still got a man-up opportunity here.
Because, of course, that second exclusion too, which is a separate 20
Oh,
seconds.
goal.
That
Nice.
is brilliant. That is great. Wonderful play. Well, Campbell Holbert, cometh the man.
Yeah, nice shot on that. 6 on 5. They've had plenty of opportunities on the 6-5, just haven't worked it that well. That time creating a lane for himself and being able to finish.
So, Matt Bryant. Decides Booker. Back to Bryant. Dog gets nice and high. Booker, little entry pass. Can they shut it down? They do shut it down. Good defence from Louis Ferrigo.
Yep.
So,
Schuller pretty fortunate there, I think. That he had Ferrigo to help. Otherwise, I think Jerome McGuinness would have got rid of him.
Ferrigo back at the top of the imaginary circle. Oh, looks for the entry pass, but passes to nobody. Well, was looking for Billy Simpson,
Yeah.
but Simpson was well and clearly taken care of by Sam O'Neill.
Yeah, Billy Simpson needed his head up there. End of the quarter. Half time.
Half-time, 6-5. Just one goal separates this titanic battle between two very different types of sides. Youthful exuberance up against maybe strength, power, and maybe a little bit more experience at the senior level.
Yep, that's on the money. Jerome McGuinness is a big handful for the juniors. They need to stay in zones.
Well, I look at, you know, when you look at this game, I think the Central Southern Sharks have probably played the better water polo. They've been, I think, more structured. I think they've maintained their shape better. Defensively have pressed well. But the scary thing is, this New Zealand Premier junior men, who I think probably haven't been playing at their best, are only one goal behind.
That's exactly right.
That's the scary thing,
yeah,
isn't
they're
it?
staying.
They're in touch.
Staying in the contest, absolutely.
And we know one thing with this side is their fitness levels in that last quarter are superb.
Yep, absolutely.
They are very, very fit. And that just sometimes goes with age as much as anything.
Absolutely.
So don't forget, tomorrow too we bring you live coverage of the women's finals, the bronze medal match, starting at 12 o'clock tomorrow between the Central Southern Shark, between the side, my apologies. So we've got the Central side tomorrow up against the Northern side.
Yep, so the Penguins, Central Southern Penguins will be playing Northern Albatross.
And then we've got the women's Auckland-based franchise up against the Premier New Zealand junior women's side.
Yeah, the Auckland Gulls. Two good matches tomorrow. Now, Central Southern Penguins struggled at the start of the league, but have really come back quite well. They had a very good game last week.
Do we like seagulls?
It depends.
I mean,
they like your fish and chips, that's for sure.
There's a lot of birds out there, aren't there?
There are a lot of birds.
Yeah. Did you have anything to do with the name choices?
I didn't really go down that
So
path.
I live out on Murai on the west coast. We've got gannets.
Oh, we don't have a West Coast team. Maybe we should get a West Coast team.
The
and
Murai Gannets.
We can call them the Western Gannets.
The Western Gannets. There you go. Food for thought. I get a lot of tuies where I live.
Lovely noise they make.
The Tauranga tuies. Do they have tuies in Tauranga? I imagine they do.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thought we'd get, lighten it up a little bit. (6-5), third quarter about to start, or the start of the second half. Two more periods of 8 minutes. The venue is Diocesan School for Girls in Auckland. This is the first ever season of the New Zealand Premier League, brought to you by New Zealand Water Polo. Special thanks to Sport New Zealand, Digital Masters, Cap 7, the ball sponsor, Delphina for supplying these wonderful uniforms and caps. So Jack Preston is the man. They have said, we believe in you over 15 metres. Contest the ball, but he will lose that battle. And immediately Justin Pickering will get play underway for the Central Southern Sharks. Hamish Booker there in the 5 cap. Bryant in the number 10. So just looking at the way they're setting up offensively here, what do you think has been said at half-time?
Well, they've got to work out how to break up the zone that they're playing.
The premiers, the juniors are
playing what we generally call a 4-5 zone. They're playing from one wing.
And we will now see what maybe has been said to this junior side offensively at half-time in terms of the way they look to sometimes. Good effort.
Yep.
We talk about small percentages in sport. That was a great example of it. Another inch to the left and we'd be at 6-all, and you wonder just how that might change the context of this game.
Early shot by Teo Boss.
Yeah.
But certainly had a lane.
Justin Pickering.
Good work, Hamish Booker on this side.
So Bay Fountain through Jack Preston. Louis Farigo. A little entry pass looking there for Louis Clark. Didn't quite manage to pull it off. There were 3 defenders across him. And so Will Murphy gets play back underway. Oh, ambitious. Almost a wasted opportunity. Mind you, we saw earlier, didn't we?
Yep.
A very good goal scoring moment taken from the junior men when perhaps we as commentators couldn't quite see the angles that perhaps the players see.
I think Sean Bryant was right to take that shot. Didn't look like Will Murphy was ready.
Teo Boss getting himself involved and finds Louis Schuller. Schuller to Preston. Preston gets worked over. So Schuller again. Teo Boss, nice entry pass, but well read in the finish, wasn't it, from Bryant? He's everywhere today, Matt Bryant. How critical is this opportunity here?
Nice.
Gets a nice little mitt on it, Louis Farigo, doesn't he?
Does indeed. Needed to as well.
Bay Fountain. Oh, look, this is better play too. Good early entry pass.
Absolutely. Matt Bryant not being able to get set up in time.
No, good play too. And that's sometimes when you get the bigger men, isn't it? They just maybe don't quite have that agility and that flexibility to turn and move as quickly, and you can exploit it.
That's exactly right.
I think there was a great example of it.
Oh, nice hand.
It's no different than a game of rugby, isn't it? You want to try and draw your props and stuff in a little bit more, don't you? And then...
Yeah, if it had been half a second later, Matt Bryant could have been in position, but he wasn't quite. So good entry pass, but missed opportunity. So
Liam Patterson now looking to try and drive forward, being well marked though by Jack Preston. They've got two centre forwards. They've also got Jerome McGuinness up there. We haven't spoken a lot about McGuinness.
Yeah, no, the zone's been pretty strong so far.
Picked off easily. Good defensive play, Jack Preston. Preston happy to just continue with the play. He's got Louis Schuller pressing forward. Outside of him is Blake Pavlovich. Throws that pass. No, what?
Yeah, I thought it was the wrong person myself.
So Pavlovich goes back. Campbell Holbert. Farigo. Shot clock starting to run down with the shot. But good block coming from Will Murphy. And now the timeout being called.
No.
Oh, the shot clock run down.
Yeah, just run
down. Sorry, just the different noises in the background. We're not poolside for this. We're actually just sitting in a room just to one side of the pool.
Strong defence by both sides at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a very low-scoring quarter. Only just over 3.5 minutes remain. Good chance here, though, for Louis Farigo.
Exclusion.
Now, they need to capitalise, don't they? They need to take their chance. There is that opportunity. I do like the way, though, Murphy's coming off his line, just shutting down the angles. Great example of it right there. Yeah. Running out of options. Good play.
Teo Boss probably wouldn't throw that again. A little bit of lack of experience there.
Well, it's decision-making under pressure, isn't it? And this is part of the pathway for these youngsters.
Absolutely. And that's why they're here.
That learning curve, being able to slow down time when you don't think you've got it. Good zone defence again from the Premiers and forcing a bit of a nothing shot. And so Bay Fountain will be looking for his charges, and he does go long. Nice pass. Farigo, can he take control? Will it be an individual that'll win this game? Jack Preston. Happy to switch play across to the other side to Blake Pavlovich. Pavlovich feints, has the shot. Good defence though, both teams. Boy, it's a tight quarter.
Yeah, very tight. Will Murphy be very happy with that block. Zolly Boris, his coach, ecstatic.
Have we had a goal in this quarter?
No.
We haven't, no. So we are, what, 6 minutes, almost 6 minutes in a game of water polo and no one scored. And as we say that, there you go. It's always the commentator's curse, isn't it? And a very good shot, I think, Sean Bryant.
Yeah, it was indeed. Nice.
And not much work to move. Bay Fountain will probably be slightly disappointed with that. I think he felt he had that near post covered.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. 6 minutes they played with I only noticed substitutions during exclusions, and there was one rolling sub, and that was it. So there'll be some tired athletes.
So Jerome McGuinness.
He'll certainly be having a rest.
Well, I'd suggest here that the New Zealand juniors need to be the next team to score. I don't think they'll want to go into the last quarter 3 down. Chance here. You can just feel the tension amongst the supporters of both sides.
It's a good hand
Looks
by
for
Matt
the entry
Bryant.
pass. He was trying to find Billy Simpson, but it's just not on. And now Liam Patterson will come away with the ball. Pushing forward is Lockie Watson, moving himself into that centre forward position, trying to draw a couple of defenders. Good defence though. A lot of pressure being put on from both teams. And they'll turn that over. That is, what do the referees say? So play on.
Play on.
Oh, play on. Now, good stuff here. Great water polo.
Good work by
Wonderful
Louis
play from Schuler.
Yeah, excellent. Worked him down the pool. Look for an exclusion.
He is just a wonderful player, isn't he? Great steal with the man up. And there you go. Just when we talk about it, you wonder whether that was just, he'd burnt so many matches getting up there that when it came to just making that pass, just a little bit fatigued perhaps. Concentration just a little bit blurry. So, somehow the Central Southern Sharks get themselves out of jail. They are hanging tough. 1 goal in this quarter. Intercepted. Good defence. I think that time from Jack Preston. So, Flynn Howarth looking to try and push himself into that centre forward position. Michael Schlesser wide up close too. Draw the foul. More players coming up. Sam Ratama trying to put a... Yeah, got nice entry pass. Comes out. Good piece of goalkeeping, but great goal. Oh, well, good water polo all around. You have to admire Will Murphy. He came well and truly off his line. I think he did everything right. It was just a moments of brilliance from Ratama, but it could have gone either way. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah, excellent work by Ratama to finish that. And we're back to the 1 goal.
7-6, 19 seconds remain. Central Southern Sharks will have one more opportunity to score. Happy just to sort of drop back at the moment. Southern Sharks putting 2 forward, has the shot and scores again.
Sean Bryant.
That'll frustrate Ratakote White because they're goals that, well, let's be fair, they're not really asking a lot of questions, are they? They're not having to really work for that. It's opportunists. That 8-6 is the score.
Yep, 8-6.
And that will bring the third quarter to a close. So 2 goals in it. Just the 3 goals scored in that quarter. Remarkable defence from both teams. Hope you are enjoying live coverage of New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League, the gold medal match between the New Zealand Premier Junior Men and the Central Southern Sharks. Kurtz Goldsworthy, 8 minutes to go. What's the message now to the youngsters?
I'd lift the pace of the game. Push the count a little harder, like Louis Schuler did before. Work hard for the exclusion. They need to be a lot sharper on their 6-5, their man up. Louis worked very hard for that 6-5, and then off the first pass, it's picked off.
But are the Central Southern Sharks allowing them to be sharper?
No. Their 5-on-6 defence has been very good, Central Southern Sharks. But I don't believe the ball movement's fast enough. They should move the ball faster so that the defending athletes can't move as quick as the ball.
Particularly the big men like Bryant. I want to try and,
6-on-6, to me, the Central Southern Sharks look the stronger. So the juniors will
Yeah,
need to up the pace of the game.
We did. It was interesting, isn't it, when we saw Louis Schuler break and that ability to just take a guy like Matt Bryant, a bigger man, and you mentioned that speed, and it was just in those moments asking the bigger men to turn, to have to make the adjustment in a split second is hard. So just 8 minutes remain. Gold medal up for grabs. Who will create history? Winner take all. As I like to say, the greatest ever moment or the greatest never moment. What side of it do you want to be on? They press, they push.
Juniors, first possession.
So, Teo Boss, number 12 cap. Oh, I like Sam Ratama. He's an aggressive player, isn't he? He's fearless. Teo Boss surveys his options. Doesn't have a lot at the moment. Under a bit of shot clock pressure. Now he's going to have to shoot from long. Almost gets it through the door, but doesn't quite do it. But again, very, very good defensive setup and structure from the Central Southern Sharks. Sort of press defense, just pushing, pushing, pushing. You think 3 goals might just be enough if they can score from this, but they turn it over. Poor entry pass, the intent was right, but never really found Jerome McGuinness in the middle of the pool. And so chance now for this junior development team. Schlesser White. Flynn Houth. Some pretty hard aggressive man marking going on. Louis Clark being pretty much marked out of it at centre forward at the moment, trying to draw the exclusion from his defender. Good block though.
Yeah, nice block, Jerome McGuinness. Big arm.
The defence that we saw in the third quarter carries over now into the fourth. Nobody giving an inch. It's been almost opportunist goal shooting that has led to goals too. From out wide, from out long. Well, Red picked off. Yep, good steal. So Michael Schlesser White there. Also getting the assistance too, I think, of Louis Schuler as well. And now they do come forward. You talk about playing with more pace. Can they play with more speed? Need to move the ball around a lot more. Ask questions of this defence. See if they can just open up a channel, open up a lane. But they're not getting that chance because Jerome McGuinness all over Teo Boss. Schlesser White with a shot. Eight-six. Man on. Oh, no, what the referees say? No, foul. So
good arm, Sam Ratama, using his legs to stay up.
I like
position.
I like Ratama. I think he's got a maturity, I think, above his years when it comes to the game of water polo. He's fearless. Oh, good block. Well picked off. Lovely play from Louis Clark. Read that nicely, Clark.
Rolling sub.
Now, Ratama still happy to be patient. This is good. Now, drive, come forward. 2 defenders. A little bit of indecision here.
Very heavy at centre forward.
And now the entry pass comes. What do the referees say? No, we're happy with that. So, great defence. Very aggressive. You mentioned it, Kirk Goldsworthy. And really, at the end of the day, Louis Clark had nowhere to go, did he?
No. Hamish Booker come back, I think it was. Bail out Sean Bryant.
Now look at Ratama there in the middle of the pool. You talk about the aggression that goes on. Good battle between him and Jerome McGuinness. Off the ball in the middle of the pool. You can see it there.
Yeah, McGuinness is so strong.
And now
Ratama's in good position though.
Yeah, he is. Dad, good block.
Good defence.
Great defence. Wow, what a game.
Yep, and Sam Radima's got a break.
How often do you see finals won on defence in so many sports?
Absolutely.
First form of offensive defence, isn't it?
Oh,
now he comes forward, he drives, does he? Does he fake? He shoots, he scores! He scores, it's within one. It's within one, big goal. Great from Teo Boss.
Yeah, outstanding from Teo Boss. That's his fourth.
One goal separates it. And I like the way Boss, he just came forward, didn't he? He was just aggressive. You see, talk about playing with speed. Well, we saw a great example of that.
Yeah, Sam Radima had a nice break. Teo Boss's defender caught in two minds, gave him the opportunity. Teo took it, took the front water, finished the job with a big, powerful, strong shot.
8-7, 4 minutes remain. Gold medal on the line. Winner take all. Matt Bryant. What can he do? Oh, the shot comes this time. This time, Bay Fountain. He's had 2 goals on that very narrow corridor on that left-hand side for him. Yes. This time he got across. He read it well. He's had 3 times lucky. Not this time.
Yeah, same shooter as well. He knew it was going to come. He knew it was coming.
So
Teo Boss again.
Teo Boss again. Boss rocked back on his haunches. Forced it pass. Finds Louis Farigo. Back to Howarth. Howarth now surveying his options.
Billy Simpson in at centre forward.
Yeah, and the shot does come as the shot clock runs down. Do they turn possession over?
No, they've got it back off the rebound.
They've got it back, so shot clock goes back on. Good chance. Key moment. How big is this? Ratima pushing down on that right-hand side. They come through the middle. Back to each other. Can they have the shot? They have the shot. Just wide, just wide.
I think it's tipped by Will Murphy. That's really nice offence.
20 seconds further. Can they turn what has been a long passage of possession into a game-tying goal?
This is much better by the New Zealand juniors.
Teo Boss. They've looked a little bit out of sorts up to this point. Haven't quite had that rhythm because the Central Southern Sharks haven't allowed them to play. And they do score through the brilliance of Flynn Howarth. It is game on. It is 8-all. 2:42 remain in this titanic battle. What a final. What a game. Settle in. 2 to go.
Yeah, outstanding offensive
And
pattern.
now it might come down to fitness. We saw so much of the workload earlier on between Sean Bryant and Matt Bryant. Can they continue to provide the legs, to provide the ammunition? How strategic do the substitutes now become?
Oh, nice drive here.
Yeah, chance to score.
Ooh.
Had that block though, didn't he? They liking that left-hand side. I wonder whether they feel perhaps there is a weakness in Bay Fountain's game on his left. But knowing Fountain, that if there is, it won't be next year.
Nice move, Louis Schuller. Going to the inside, then pulling out.
Yeah, and look and just see the physicality on in the middle of the pool there. They're going to have to work it. Oh, just turn it over. Now they're going to have to go back because this is almost a 3-on-1 type situation. What does he do, Fountain? Oh, desperation stuff. You can see what it means to this junior side.
Yeah, working hard.
Working incredibly hard.
Now 4 men coming back. Now they've got a late counter with Corbin Kirk.
Kirk. There's a chance here for Kirk. He fakes. They switch it up. Goes back to Ratima. They'll have another shot, will they? The little entry pass.
Ooh, unlucky.
Well read, well picked off in the finish by Hamish Booker. 1.5 remains. Are we going to go to a penalty shootout?
Solly Boris with the timeout.
So, Boris. We had him in commentary a couple of weeks ago, Zolly Boris.
Enjoying the drama. 8-all. Minute and a half to go.
Well, this is where we find out who's got a head like granite. Discipline now. Belief. Remembering all the good days. Knowing what you're capable of doing. The small percentages. Will fitness be the difference? When you're tired, you lose concentration. Concentration equates to goals in this game. How do you see it, Kurt Goldsworthy? Have we seen momentum swing in favour of the juniors?
Yeah, we have. But with a minute and a half to go, nice timeout called. It could easily swing back.
80 seconds remain.
Let's see where Justin Pickering, Hamish Booker, where they wind up.
So Sean Bryant, such a key figure in the Central Southern Sharks team.
Plenty of space on this side. They're looking for Jerome McGuinness
to post up try and come
Sam
in,
Ratama.
see if they can push a centre forward through. But Ratama, boy, he's good defensively, isn't he? He's so good. Just all over Jerome McGuinness at the moment. Just not allowing McGuinness any room to move in that centre forward position. Bit of argy-bargy going on too. What do the referees say here?
Be a double exclusion. So both will be out, both Sam and Jerome.
Just got a little bit ugly there for a minute. Oh, I do like Ratama though. Nice swim stroke. He is just fearless. Says to Jerome McGuinness, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how big your reputation is. I'm here to stay, and I'm here to win. 56 seconds remain.
Nice long offence too.
Can they snatch it? They lost a game to the Auckland Dolphins in the last second in the first week of play. Second week of play. What have they learnt from that? Will it be a moment of... Oh, good, they've pulled out a defender. Now they've got the chance. It's opened up a little bit, but they scramble back, the Central Southern Sharks.
Good
the entry pass comes.
Good steal too.
But good defence. 36 seconds remain. Certainly both teams will have one more goal-scoring opportunity. And now, timeout called.
Yep, Zolly Boris again.
Zolly Boris.
Last timeout for him.
28 seconds, and then we go to penalties. Those if only moments. What a final. It's been like this throughout this entire Men's National League. Games have been won by less than a goal. Well, less than 2 goals, I should say. You can't really win by less than a goal, can you?
No, you can't.
I'm getting too caught up in the moment.
No, yeah, we've had...
I'm sure the Australians would find a way of losing by less than a goal, wouldn't they? Or
probably.
winning by less than a goal.
Well, they'd probably punch at the ball.
Deflategate.
Yeah.
Deflategate. Isn't that in American football? Right. Anyway.
Here we go.
Let's have a look at the setup
where's
here.
Jerome McGuinness headed? We've got Sean Bryan out the top. They'll want the ball
Keep
with
an
him
eye
towards the end.
right down just below the start of the
looks
caption there. Ratama in the number 4 cap.
No, I think they've put Matt Bryan into centre forward, have they?
They have. I think they just want more physicality in the middle of the pool, don't they? Ratama, I think, has probably had the measure. Look at those two boys just underwater wrestling at the moment. 19 seconds remain. Good defence. Brilliant coming from Flynn Howarth. And now the chance comes. They need to go out wide. The corner blockers are there, are they? They are. The backhand! Oh! What a moment! Pure moment. Absolute genius. Well, that is brilliant. You will not see that too many times in the game of water polo. But Matt Bryant, has he just snatched one of the great goals that will lead to one of the great victories in water polo? Wow!
Outstanding backhand by Matt Bryant. Sam Ratama all over him. Another defender coming back, still managed to
Well,
get
you
the shot
asked
off.
the question of why they brought him up and just the physicality, because Ratama had been so effective, hasn't he? He'd worked Jerome McGuinness over in that centre forward position. 8 seconds now. What can this junior premier side do? Has the script been written?
Oh, Bay Fountain's going down the pool. They're going to play with 7.
They're going to play with 7.
We haven't seen this.
Settle in and enjoy all of this. Of course, any intercept, it'll go the full length, and that score will blow out to 10-8 more than likely. They go now. 7 on the clock. 6 on the clock. The score counts down. The shot does come, somewhat wayward, and now they'll run the clock down. The gold medal, you will assume, will now go to the Central Southern Sharks, assuming that our clock is correct. It is. All over, is it? We are waiting
That's it.
for the hooter. It is all over. And the Central Southern Sharks create history. Congratulations to Zolly Boros. They win this one 9-8 in what you can only describe as a titanic tussle defensively. And in the finish, it was the big man, the man that we've talked about so much today. It was the great Matt Bryant with the backhand from nowhere. from nowhere that wins this final. It's an old cliche, ladies and gentlemen. I'll throw it out there anyway. Water polo very much the winner today.
Yeah, outstanding match. Jerome McGuinness really strong at the front end of the game. Matt Bryant defensively outstanding, and finishing off with a big backhand to take the match. Credit to the juniors. They kept fighting, they kept working, and they upped the tempo when they chased the whole game.
Well, congratulations to the Central Southern Sharks, their squad of Will Murphy, Lockie Watson, Liam Patterson, Cooper Stewart, Hamish Booker, Sean Bryant, Jonty Moore, Justin Pickering, Sam O'Neill, the great Matt Bryant, Jerome McGuinness, Ben Morrison and Darius Porter. Condolences go to the New Zealand Premier Junior men, but the future is bright in the sport of water polo. You just think what this side can do in a year from now. A talented lineup. Maybe just in the finish, the difference, physicality. We will be going inside both camps with Kurt Goldsworthy. The venue is Diocesan School for Girls. Women's finals tomorrow afternoon. 12 o'clock the bronze medal match. The gold medal match at 2 o'clock. Well, this final lived up to its billing. It was always going to be close. Let's now go to Kurt Goldsworthy, standing poolside to get comment from both teams.
Hi, I've got Louis Schuller here with me. Exciting game today, 1 goal. There's been a lot of that. What was the difference between two teams?
To be honest, the whole game, it was quite tight. Like, there wasn't that much difference, but at the end of the game, the boys with experience, Matt Bryant, that was a great shot. Nothing much we could do about it. Just 2 players on him, throws everyone at it.
Yeah, a very exciting match. The Premier League for you guys, been exciting, no doubt. And what did you guys get out of it?
I think just obviously we're trying to build for if we have a potential Worlds next year. So just coming together with some of these boys has been an awesome experience. Getting to play with people around New Zealand and everything, it's just been real good. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Louis. Wish you well.
Cheers. Thank you.
And now we have Justin Pickering,
The winning captain.
Justin, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Outstanding game, excitement galore. Difference was a bit of Matt Bryant special or something else?
Yeah, but a Matt Bryant, especially in the end, that last play, you couldn't ask for anything better, and he just got the ball, hooked it straight in the net, so can't complain at all.
No, you guys have played a lot of games, they've all been really tight. How does this competition match up to anything else that we've run in the country?
Oh, it's just high quality. Every weekend we're playing against the best boys in the country, same with the women's side as well. And with the year it's been, COVID's thrown a bit of spanner in the works. But, having this extra month of polo, high quality, high level, boys going at it day after day, it's just great for the sport and great for the boys.
Excellent. Thank you, Justin. Justin, Chris Wilson is going to hand over the shield. Back to you, Mark.
And so there it is. History being made for the first time ever. The Premier League for New Zealand's best water polo players has come to its conclusion. Congratulations goes to the team from down south, the team made up of those basically north or south, I should say, of Hamilton, predominantly out of Wellington and Canterbury, the Central Southern Sharks. But the future, as I said earlier, is bright for this New Zealand Premier Junior men's side. Hope you've enjoyed all of the coverage of some of the best water polo that's been played in this country for a long time. On behalf of myself, Kurt Goldsworthy, the team here at New Zealand Water Polo, it's been a privilege and a pleasure. Have a great Christmas. We look forward to your company in the new year.